More ancient history jewelry stories. Gold is such a precious material that, more often than not, when we're looking at modern jewelry, it's generally comprised of very small amounts of gold. It is, after all, over $2,000 a troy ounce on the market right now. I do think that's part of what makes some of these ancient pieces especially alluring, is that they're made out of such large quantities of gold. One group of people who really knew how to do something special with a large quantity of gold were the Vikings. Vikings, who were a seafaring people, were around from around the 9th century to the 11th century CE, and they traveled far and wide, probably even making it to North America before the Spanish did. Vikings loved adornment, and Vikings have a reputation for loving braids, not just in the hair, but in their jewelry as well. Viking goldsmiths were capable of something that looked almost like a magic trick, braiding these thick, lustrous gold wires together, usually graduated from thinner ends to a thicker center, and then seamlessly blending them into a solid form towards the back. This shape was repeated for rings, bracelets, and necklaces. There are many examples of this style, from incredibly simple to far more intricate, open-backed and closed. If you start to look closely at the edges where all of the wires converge, you'll notice that they seem to have been beaten into shape to create a solid mass, giving the illusion that these braids were pulled from a solid piece of metal. My best guess as to how these were accomplished is that they were using a rather high purity of gold, maybe something close to 20 or 22 karat, and not only had to repeatedly anneal the gold, which is when you heat the gold in order to make it soft and workable again, but I think they also used heat to fuse the gold together in place of soldering to create a seamless end or a seamless connection. These pieces look deceptively simple. They are in fact quite complicated. Braiding this much gold wire together, ending up with this beautiful, seamless, undulating form, is tedious work that requires a lot of practice. Given the amount of gold used, and the intricacy of these beautiful objects, I have to assume that they were representations of power. Viking braided jewelry is so beautiful and timeless that we still refer to certain styles of braided chain as Viking chains today.